Teacher art retreats are back, baby, and I can't wait to tell you more. Hey friends, welcome to Enjoy Teaching Again, the podcast for teachers who love the work but need a little spark to bring the joy back. I'm your host, Elizabeth Peterson, classroom teacher, arts integration specialist, and passionate educator of over 25 years. If you're overwhelmed by behaviors, disengaged students, and long, exhausting days, you are not alone. But together, we can turn things around and you can teach with confidence and purpose again. So locate that cold coffee of yours, find your favorite pen, I know you have one, and let's dive in. It's time to get inspired and enjoy teaching again. I have been thinking about bringing the teacher art retreats back for quite some time, and I'm here today to let you know that they are officially back. And we're starting with an overnight retreat in January of 2027. So mark your calendar for the 22nd and 23rd, and then go save your spot at theinspiredclassroom.com/retreat. Now, some of you may remember our amazing teacher art retreats, and others, well, this could be the first time that you've heard of such a thing for teachers. So by the end of this episode, you're going to know exactly what a teacher art retreat is, why I built them the way I did, and what to do next if something in you just sat up a little straighter when you heard the words teacher retreat said together in a sentence. So to say that I am excited about bringing this type of professional development back for teachers is an understatement for sure. I've been thinking about this for months, maybe actually more like years. I've been hearing from past retreaters who are saying, okay, but when are you going to bring those teacher retreats back? And so I am over the moon to tell you that the retreats are back. So let's start with what this retreat actually is all about, okay? It is an overnight, hands-on, arts-based experience built for teachers to just have the opportunity to slow down, to be creative, and to get inspired. It will go from Friday on January 22nd around 5 p.m. and it will last all the way through Saturday, the 23rd. And I'm hosting it at a retreat center in Essex, Massachusetts called Essex Woods. It's about an hour outside of Boston. And any of you who have already attended one of these retreats, the overnight retreats in Essex, you know, you just know what I have in store for you. Because you show up on Friday evening, you leave on Saturday afternoon, and then in between, there are teacher-centered, arts-based workshops. You're going to be creating, trying new things, and growing as a professional through these amazing workshops that are all based in arts integration and in SEAL, social, emotional, artistic learning. All of that is woven through everything that we do. Real art making, real connection, and real strategies and ideas that you can then bring back to your classroom. And I got to tell you, the best part is that there are so many fun things that we're going to be doing outside of the workshops, right? We're going to have a drum circle. We'll be able to walk around the amazing property. There's even a hot tub and a sauna that you can use. And what I think is actually the best part is that you don't have to think about food. You don't have to cook. The meals at the retreat center are just absolutely amazing. You are going to love the food there. This retreat is really built for any teacher, classroom teachers, special ed, art, music. We've had administrators come to these retreats, paras, substitutes, school nurses have come, librarians have come, even retired teachers. I mean, it really doesn't matter what you teach or how long you've taught it. If you're in need of a creative retreat that's built to inspire you as a teacher, oh my gosh, this is for you. So maybe you've been wondering what I mean when I say I'm bringing retreats back. Well, I ran retreats for teachers for years, 13 of them actually, from 2011, you guessed it, through 2020 is when they had to come to a halt. I did bring the retreat online for a couple of years. It was a virtual teacher art retreat, and that was actually quite great. You can still access that on my website, The Inspired Classroom, by the way, just in case, traveling to Boston, into the Boston area is just not going to work for you. But here's the thing I keep coming back to. Since 2020, we've been inundated with technology and screens and Zoom rooms. And I know from talking to so many teachers about this that you are craving some quality face-to-face professional development, right? That's what this overnight teacher art retreat is really all about. Being face-to-face with other educators, getting your hands into some creative activities together. I've never stopped believing in the importance and the impact that these teacher retreats actually have. I just needed the season to be right again. And we're in the right season. And January is going to be the perfect time because that's the point in the school year when teachers are running on fumes. I mean, January is like the longest month of the entire year, isn't it? And so I'm hoping that this retreat, for so many of you that join me, is going to be something you are absolutely going to be looking forward to, right? In January, you've made it through a hard stretch. You're staring down the rest of the school year and you're wondering where your own reserves are going to come from to make it through the rest of the year. Well, this retreat is a place where you can ask yourself, what do you need? Not just what do your students need, but what do you need to get inspired and then be inspiring to your students? And that's the number one step of the reset framework that I've been teaching for this entire podcast, right? And honestly, it's the step that teachers often will skip, where you focus in on you for a moment and get yourself back, your teacher self back. Usually we're focusing in on where everyone else's needs get met before yours even have a name to it, right? Well, this retreat is going to help fill the gap, and it gives you the inspiration and the ideas that you can bring back to your classroom. In fact, Dara, who is a high school English teacher, she attended a retreat, actually a couple of them, and she once wrote on her reflection sheet at the end, she said, one of the best parts of participating in this teacher art retreat is the renewed excitement I have for getting back in the classroom to initiate all the new learnings I have encountered here. She is what I call repeater retreater, right? She loves to come back again and again. We have a few of those kinds of teachers. It's really, really great. Now, if any part of you is already picturing yourself there at the retreat center, right? The hot tub, the drum circle, an actual night away to hang out with some truly amazing teachers as you attend these workshops that allow you to get creative and really enjoy yourself, well, then I want you to take that feeling and I want you to go ahead and save your spot now. I'm opening this up really, really early, really ahead of time, because there are only 25 spots for this retreat and they're going to go to whoever registers first. So you are the first to know about this. And you can find everything, all the information, the payment plan, the details, the schedule, everything at theinspiredclassroom.com/retreat. So make sure you go check that out. I'll obviously put the link in the show notes too. Now, here's something I hear from teachers over and over, no matter where they teach or what grade they teach. You're craving time. Not more information, but time. Actual protected hours where your hands are doing something, where an idea gets to become real, a real finished thing sitting there in front of you that you can actually take back to your classroom. We're asked to do so much in a school day, so much in a week, right? And even our staff meetings can seem to throw more on our plates instead of us being able to use that time wisely to get it done. And it's a lot. And that's why with the retreat, you get the chance to sit down, you're uninterrupted, and you actually make something, a piece of art, a lesson that you're proud of, a version of a strategy that's really yours and it's going to work for your students. And the only thing you have to think about is you, your teacher self. That's it. You don't have to worry about paperwork. You don't have to worry about a schedule. That's my job, right? You don't have to think about meals. I've got you covered there. You don't have to worry about any materials either. I've got everything covered for you when you come to the retreat. You just need to show up and be open to get inspired. That's what this retreat protects. It protects your time for you to get creative and hands-on with some really great ideas and activities. Oh, these workshops, they're the best. It's the kind where you leave with something you made, not just something you've heard about and you might give a try to a little bit later. Doesn't that sound amazing? I've actually had a couple of retired teachers come to a retreat in the past because they just wanted that protected time to be with other educators who get them, right? And they get you because they've been there and they just want that opportunity to be able to create. Now, this type of professional development, the teacher-centered kind, it isn't a new idea for me. It's actually the oldest idea that I've had. When I started the Inspired Classroom way back in 2005, that seems so long ago now. I was actually teaching my very first full day workshop through the UNH, the University of New Hampshire. And it was about integrating music and the arts into content areas. My very first workshop that I held. And what I saw in that room, it really never left me. It actually shaped me. The teachers who walked in, they were tired. Their arms were folded, maybe even a couple of sarcastic facial expressions, right? Even though they were the ones that chose to be part of this workshop, they still had that like wall up. But when they walked out smiling and happy and lit up. They were invested. They were leaning forward in their chairs. They were participating in the activities that we were doing. They were craving exactly this type of learning, experiences that were built for them. And most of them didn't even know that they'd been craving it until they were in it. What I was discovering was that teachers needed teacher-centered professional development, not just a bunch of ideas that they can think about and maybe use with their students, not professional development that just completely and only focuses on the student, the curriculum, the content, and everything like that, but professional development that actually focuses in on you, the teacher, the most important part of your classroom. And what I saw was just in a one-day workshop, the teacher art retreat that I then developed and created and implemented just a short 6 years after that, the retreat became so much more. And it is so much more. It is a whole 24-hour overnight experience that just feeds your teacher soul. I lovingly call it the ultimate teacher sleepover. Because I don't know if you were like me when you were growing up, but I just loved sleepovers, staying up late, playing games, doing all kinds of things, and just smiling and being with friends. And that's kind of the vibe that you'll get if you come to the teacher art retreat. Now, over 20 years later, after that first one-day workshop that I gave, a lot has changed about teaching, hasn't it? Our schedules are a little tighter. Our curriculums are a little more scripted. Student behavior is so much more to deal with than it used to be. But with all the things that we can't control in our classrooms, there is so much that we can still influence. And a big part of that is the professional development that you choose to keep yourself inspired. But what hasn't changed is that look on a teacher's face when he or she is handed something thoughtful and creative and actually made for them, not just for your students, but professional development that's actually for you. Teachers light up at these retreats every single time. I've watched it over and over again at every single retreat I've ever run. I mean, when is the last time your professional development actually left you feeling elated and inspired? I can just hear some of my past retreaters listening to this saying, at one of the retreats. So, okay, if you're thinking about this, awesome. So let's talk about who this is actually for, because I want you to make sure you understand what this is and if it's indeed for you, okay? The retreat is for truly every kind of teacher: classroom teachers, special ed, art, music, specialists, paraprofessionals, substitutes, administrators. I told you we had a school nurse attend, actually a couple of them over the years, school librarians, even retired teachers, and the educators represent all ages. I kid you not. We have had teachers from pre-K through high school at the same retreat, every single one of them. And I know that sounds a little crazy, but it's true. Because you see, the things that you'll learn at the retreat are going to challenge you and stretch you and give you the ideas that you then apply and adapt to your teaching. Not to mention, it's truly meant for you. Like, you're going to grow as a teacher yourself. And that's actually part of what we're going to do together at the retreat. We're going to discuss how this all fits into what you do with your students every day. So if the grade you teach and the content you teach is not really what determines who this is for, then what does? Well, here's the real test to know if this is for you, okay? First of all, if you're smiling while I'm talking about it, it's probably for you. But I will say this type of professional development, it's more about your frame of mind, right? Do you enjoy being creative? Even if you don't think you are, a typical art person or anything, that's not what I'm talking about here. Do you enjoy being creative? Do you like trying new things? Are you looking for new ideas to bring back to your classroom? Are you craving time to create and learn and dig into the creative process to see where it can take you? And do you want that type of learning to happen for your students in your classroom? Those are the questions that I want you to ask yourself. And if you're saying yes to any of those, you need to join us, truly. So here's what happens when you sign up. Remember, everything is included: your room, your meals, all your materials, Friday night dinner. Saturday, we have breakfast and lunch. We have snacks the whole way through. You'll walk away with 12 hours of professional development. And if you want, there's even an option for you to get 1 graduate credit. Okay. And I have so many surprises lined up for you. Like, I get giddy in the middle of a day and I'm driving around and I think of another thing that I can do for you. I want to spoil you. I love spoiling the teachers at these retreats. It's so much fun. It just is so much fun. All right, so here's your action plan, okay? This is what I want you to do. And I'm going to make it simple. I'm going to make it as simple as BACK, because that is exactly what this retreat is. It is back. And it's time for you to come back to yourself too. All right. So B stands for block off the dates. I want you to block off January 26th and 23rd on your calendar right now before you forget. Now, that doesn't mean you have to take all of Friday off. I don't. I actually just get into my car and I start driving on Friday after school and get there in time. Okay. So block the 22nd evening into the 23rd. Next is A. I want you to ask yourself, what are you actually craving with professional development? And the thought of this retreat, are you craving some rest, a little getaway? Are you craving some creativity? Are you craving a room full of amazing people? And I mean, some of the best people you may ever meet, because they are some of the best people that I've ever met myself. Are you craving a room full of amazing people who just truly get it? Is it that you've missed these retreats terribly, like I have? Write it down. Write down after you ask yourself, what is it that you are craving? The C in the word back is to consider who's coming with you. Maybe you'll have a friend, maybe a friend from your building, or maybe it's just you. You know, about 90% of our retreaters come alone, but they leave with so many new friends, because did I mention how amazing these people are? And K is keep your seat. There are only 25 spots for this teacher retreat. And if you're listening to this episode in real time, this is the first I've talked about this. Okay. So there are 25 spots. They will all fill up. So head over to theinspiredclassroom.com/retreat. That will have all the information and where you can register. Listen, if this teacher retreat is calling to you even a little bit, don't overthink it. Just go to that website, get all the information, grab your spot at theinspiredclassroom.com/retreat. 25 seats, and I would love, love, love to see you there. You give everything to your students, day in and day out. This January, let's make it your turn to give something to you. And I'll see you at the retreat. I hope this episode inspired you, encouraged you, or gave you a fresh idea to try. And if so, I would love for you to take a screenshot and text it to one of your teaching buddies. I'm so grateful that you landed here with me today, and it would mean the world to me if you would leave me a review over on Apple Podcast. Thanks so much for being here, and I'll catch you on the next episode. This is Elizabeth Peterson reminding you to get inspired so you can be inspiring to your students and enjoy teaching again.